It's great to start the final leg of our day with another extinguished guest from Norway. He's the co-founder and COO of Volve, and his talk is called "Win the Right Work on the Right Terms: How AI is Reshaping Tendering and Pre-Construction." Please welcome to the stage Alf Jørgen Dovland.
Thank you. Is it this one? Hello, everyone. My name is Alf. I'm the co-founder and COO of Volve, where we try to help. We try to build a product where we redefine how contractors and developers are working with tendering and pre-construction. As you might know, when building something, everything is described in documents. There is a lot of documents, all from early phase to tender, RFP documents. You have bids, and when you start to put the shovel in the ground, there will be change orders, there will be minutes of meetings. There will be a lot of information that these teams need to address, and they need to assess it, they need to interpret the information, and they need to make some of the biggest decisions on top of that type of information. It's a very manual work today, where you have a lot of control Fing on your computer throughout different documents, and there's a lot of human involved to read this manually. And this is the ground truth for everything that goes into a construction project. And it's the ground truth for all the risks involved, it's for the scope and also the cost, but most importantly is what is not set in the documents. And that's what we see we have now analyzed over 2,000 projects across the Nordics, and we see that there's a lot of manual review, as I mentioned, where these people in these teams they're just people. They miss stuff. There is a lot of ambiguities and unclear scopes and so on that needs to be clarified. There's a lot of decision to be made, and there's often a tight deadline within the pre-construction phase. So a lot of stuff gets missed, and then it goes downstream, and it becomes perhaps a problem down the road. And as I said, also there's a lot. What we see is there's a lot of unstructured data, and where teams have to structure that information. It's a hard task to do, and to do it well. And it is easy to miss types of risks and not find everything that is really important down the line. And lastly, what we see is that there's a lot of tender team these days that are trying to solve this with ChatGPT or Copilot or other tools. And they are really good at a lot of things, but are not really good at one specific task, like understanding the complexity of a construction project, how different documents have different priorities, and so on. What is the technical specification, and what is the actual contract, and so on. And that's what we have been spending a lot of time on, trying to train this AI model to that specific context. So we like to look at it as like, you have this generic AI tools that is more like a Swiss Army knife. You need it for a lot of use cases, but when you need something to do a specific job really well, you need more specialized tools. And that's what we are betting on, building that specialized tool for construction documents to really understand that workflow really well. And that's what we see is it's working really well. If you look at the left side here, horizontal AI tools are really good at a single task. If you're using ChatGPT, talking with it, ideating and so on. But if you want to go deep into a workflow like tendering and pre-construction and how that is set up, it somewhat misses the context as it go along and go deep into that specific workflow. And that's where we see a lot of compounding effects, where we are able to have the context and make Volve also learn from you as a user as you go along in these construction workflows. So that's what we say, like Volve, we are able to take all of that unstructured information, you're able to upload it to our platform, and we are able to give you more overview, we give you more insight about the information, and potentially also give you more confidence in the decision that needs to be made in the pre-construction phase. So, yeah, It's built for the industry. We have trained it on a lot of construction data to be able to do this, and also understanding the complexity of different documents, but also understanding the document hierarchy of how different things are prioritized and so on. That is so easily for these models to not understand if you just doesn't give it the right context. And the most interesting part is how it improves on every project that you run throughout the application. I will say more about that soon. Looking at the outcomes, what we see is that a lot of these pre-construction teams, they are able to go from being really reactive when it comes to risk management to be more proactive. We are able to flag potential deviations, potential red flags as they go along much earlier in the phase, so they can collaborate more and align more with the developer earlier on in the process. We also see we're also able to connect as we understand the RFP documents, we understand them really well. We're also able to connect the contractor's bid to the RFP, and also help improving their own deliverables before submitting to the developers. And that's we're able to quality assess and help them improve the bid, and also try to reduce misalignment as they go along. And also that has been discussed a lot today is also to be able to we are able to break the whole pack of information into specific work packs. By that we mean that for example, if you are a subcontractor and you want to look only the specific information regarding electrical works, we're able to take the entire pack of information and being able to separate the scope for electrical works, for example, and that we can do for all different sets of packs. Just an example, this is from a Norwegian infrastructure project for a data center, which were running on Volve. They had over 4,000 pages of tender documents that we analyzed. Usually a work that would take many months. They had estimated 8 months of work to do this work, but with us they were able to get a better overview really quickly, and we were able to flag potential risk, or we call it red risk item, that they were able to find through our platform, something they manually wasn't able to find themselves, and could take that with the client earlier on and reduce the risk. And also for their own bid, as they were bidding on this, we were able to flag potential a bid assumption that was not aligned with what the client was asking for, being able to reduce uncertainty earlier on. So looking at some specific use cases, as mentioned, we're able to surface potential risk legal deviation based on you as a contractor. So you can, in the platform, you can set your own red line assessment, like what type of ground condition would you like to accept as a contractor? It could be what type of back-to-back formulations am I willing to take? And then we can know that context about you, and if you are running a RFP document set through the platform, we're able to flag it if it exceeds your threshold. It's a really, really powerful tool that a lot of the contractors use in every project now. Yeah, and also the thing about being able to find out what are you committing to, what type of scopes, both from the main contractor perspective, what are the different interfaces between different work packs, but also but also from a subcontractor, we see a lot of the subcontractors now really like the feature of being able to find what is the actual scope for them going into this. Because usually, one of the biggest problems for them is the ability, usually they get the entire RFP pack just sent from the contractor, and they have to figure out what is the actual scope for their different subs. A really powerful tool to being able to align quicker on what is the scope for that specific pack. We're able to find what are the requirements, what are the interfaces within that pack, and also what are the potential risks for you as a subcontractor in this case. And what we're able to do now, that is something we just recently launched, is the ability to be able to, usually now we see the trend of price is one thing, but another is the execution plan of how are you actually going to solve the project from a main contractor perspective. And usually we have a weight on the execution plan. So what we have been able to do is we can assess your execution plan. And we are also, if you have been contracting with that specific client many times before, we are able to learn from previous projects and being able to give you a really tailored recommendation to how to improve how that type of client usually assess an execution plan from previous processes. So that's just a client of ours in Norway recently said that they were scoring higher on the execution weighting in their tender bids. Due to Volve being able to give them really specific suggestion for improvement in their execution plan. So that has become one of and for that specific client, it's been said from management team that is something they're going to do on every tender process these days, just to get a quality assessment from us to potentially improve the bid and potentially win more projects. And that is what we really believe is, has also been mentioned many times today, usually it's really hard to learn from past projects, as you're always busy delivering the next. And being able to have a tool that are able to extract learnings from previous projects and build that learning into a institutional memory for your organization is quite powerful, and that's what we have been starting to build, where we are able to, based on previous tender processes, where you usually you can get a tender feedback from a client. You can upload that to our platform, and we are able to extract learnings from how they assessed that specific tender pack, and then when you are contracting with that specific client next time, we're able to take those learnings and use that as a suggestion for how you should improve your potential bid the next time. So that's what we see. We've been analyzing over 2,000 projects now in the Nordics. We see that the main findings is that we see that we are able to help them control the risks throughout the project. We're able to find more risk than they're able to find themselves, and usually saving them a lot of money. We also see that we improve the quality of the bids delivered, so they are potentially winning more projects. And we also see that we are able to help them align on what is the actual scope earlier on, so you don't have, it doesn't necessarily need to be that many change order going downstream. So that's a really interesting. It's a lot of fun building a startup from Norway. We see a lot of traction in the Nordics, and especially on the contractor side, where they are usually doing a lot of projects at the same time. But also what we are now going into is more, because pre-construction is one thing, but you start executing a project as well. And now that we have the entire context of what the RFP said, what the contract said, but also when there will be a change order, we are able to assess them compared to the context of the RFP and the contract that is the baseline. And then we are able to take the position of a contractor position or from a client position, and what are like the main key arguments from both sides of the party to be able to assess a potential change. So it's a pretty strong tool to have in the execution phase as well. Yes, I think that's it. So if you want to talk to me or discuss, please come by. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.